Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here at my next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 show, obviously, Nickelodeon episode review. This one's going to be for Season 2, Episode 23, a Chinatown Ghost Story. So, first of all, you may be wondering, wait, the premiere of this episode isn't until, the 12th of September. How did you see it already? Well, Nickelodeon have put it up on their website. If you just go to the TMNT section of the Nick.com website, you can find the episode. It's up there already. So yeah, it appears like the Cora digital online-only distribution thing has kind of taken effect in some other things. I doubt it was planned like that, but whatever, the episode's up there to view. I watched it, and first thing to say is just I'm glad the show is back, but why was it off the air for so long? Let's remember, season 2 premiered, the first few days of October last year. Next month is October. By the time this book season ends, the airing of this season will have took a year, which is shocking and shows that 26 episodes in the book. I'm so obsessed with Cora that I'm calling everything books. That it's what should take half a year to air 26 in a row has just as much off time as on time. That's really bad, I think. But whatever. We should get it done just before the end of the year, and it is a problem because it doesn't really affect the viewing experience. There's so many episodes. The story between those episodes is a little bit not connected between all of them, so the story is really kind of hard to follow if you don't constantly rewatch. But anyway, episode 23, a Chinatown Ghost Story. Overall, it was a fun episode. It was okay. Nothing amazing. As I said, there's 3 episodes to go, and there's no build to the finale really so far. I appreciated that they addressed the Karai thing that happened at the end of the last episode, and even then it was kind of that happened at the end of the last episode, so that was 22, that the Karai mutation happened. And yeah, it did, and I appreciated the continuity that they addressed it at the start, and, Splinter's suffering from that, Leo's suffering, the other turtles are, but, not as much as the other two. I like that. I like that April was in the episode, I like that Casey was in the episode, and they were kind of all a team, and they're all working together. I like that April was very competent in the fight, she was, leading the two of them as they were kind of arguing over her. Though I still have issues with the way they did the kind of romance kind of plot, love triangle thing between them is a little bit odd still, but overall it was okay. The actual plot of the episode, the problem I had was just that this villain, is this the only episode he's going to be in? Is he even important? There's some interesting stuff that went on with him, but what's so important about him? The Shredder, he's important. The Krang overall important, but a lot of the other villains are just kind of so one note, week to week and stuff like that. That I wish just tell me what's I'm meant to care about. Because I think there's potential, just because this guy's so ancient and stuff like that. Are you gonna link something in, but the ancestry of Shredder or Splinter with China and stuff like that? But that's me overthinking things, and this guy just appeared to be a kind of crazy villain from history. He was a sorcerer and stuff like that. And it's yeah, sorcery is a thing and stuff like that. It was interesting, what they did. I liked a lot of the stuff, the idea that he's a ghost trapped in this ancient dagger, and that he gave the purple dragons these kind of power of the elements, which I obviously liked just because I'm a huge Avatar fan, and while it wasn't identical in terms of the way they did the bending, I just liked the idea that another Nickelodeon show using that kind of concept. And there was also the reminder, they really reminded me of the 2003 show towards the end of the first or second season. I can't really fully remember, but those elemental kind of Foot Clan guys, or they were kind of ancient statues. Again, I can't fully remember. Those elemental guys, they reminded me here, and obviously they then gave the power to the turtles, and you had some nice fight scenes, but again, the problem is just the turtles sorry, I have a cold and cough and stuff like that. The problem with the episode I had was just a a lot of the fight scenes, even though they were nice from like a technical point of view and like some of the moves that were being executed, there was no drama or real like fear for the characters in any of these fight scenes. Like this was Donnie having to fight his brothers, and they ended up just making a kind of joke about it, and hey, look, we're going to defeat them using pizza. It's stronger than any sort of magical power. And it's just like, that's fun and all, but like, you're really taking away some of the potential drama from the show. And like, that's the third maybe time that they've done something where like something has led to the other turtles being like possessed, and one of the other turtles has to like fight them off. I think they did it with Mikey and the wasp things. I think they did it one time, and then they did another time in the season as well. But it just takes away from the drama when you keep doing it and there's no real impact. But the main kind of, I suppose, character progression in the episode was Donnie and Casey kind of fighting so much that they really put the mission at risk, because they were trying to impress April, and she was just kind of oblivious to a lot of it for the most part, but just that they were kind of hindering things, but kind of oblivious to why they were doing it. And that's a problem I have, because they flat out really haven't done anything with the romance, apart from, say, like, Casey and Donnie both like April. We don't know her opinion on those two, apart from that she thinks that they're both friends and possibly is dating Casey. I don't know. Like, this, I'm confused as to what the relationship status is for these characters and what way they're going with it. Just because with April, the one flaw I think just with the character that they're doing with her is that she's just not addressing this situation at all, and it's so obvious what's happening and stuff like that. Though I did appreciate that in this episode they did, the guy, what's his name, Pohan, I believe his name was, he did like say to both Irma and April that they were both special in some way. And again, because the guy was so crazy and silly almost as a character, and not really like super threatening, even though he did some pretty crazy stuff, trying to use them to like create a body for himself, it was weird. But just the idea that there's something special about them, and if it was just April, it was like, wow, she really is like something really special. Then the whole Irma thing is just like, are you just like kind of saying that every human is special and that they can do something, or are you saying that really there's something special about Irma, and April has that specialness that we know from like whatever her mutation is and stuff like that, importance to the Krang, and so on. But just kind of like, what was this about? And I like that ultimately April was the one to defeat Pohan and stab him with the knife and trap him back in it again. And clearly with Danny throwing it into the ocean, it's going to come back up at some point, I think. But again, I don't think he's going to be like an insanely important character going forward, Pohan. Maybe they'll do another thing where like Shredder finds him or something like that, and they make him important and like interesting, but I'm not really sure. Other than that, it was just a fairly like standard, episode. Like, it doesn't add to the overall plot really that much at all. They really only have like the next episode to set up the finale, and I think this being like fourth last episode, they should have kind of addressed it a little bit more, because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in this series, but they seem to just kind of hold it back and just only really address the plot when needed. But it was a fun episode. Like, this show is never like boring or like bad, but just the amount of potential that this show has compared to the execution that's actually happening right now isn't the best. But we'll see how the last normal episode and then the finale goes over the next couple of weeks. And then of course we'll be doing some sort of a kind of like season 2 kind of recap review, where I just review the season as a whole and talk about the pros and cons and stuff like that. And then of course season 3 I think is airing in October, so like it's airing like pretty much like a week or two after the end of season 2, so that should be good. Hopefully season 3 is a kind of change for the better, and that they realise the potential they have with a lot of the characters and make it more plot focused, more character focused, and less one-off kind of episodes like this, like the pizza face one and so on. But yeah, the episode was fine. Didn't amaze me, especially after, having seen book 3 of Korra in the off period for Turtles. This show needs to step it up to like really be treated as like one of the better shows on the channel. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, and bye.